Good day from InvestSharp.com. It is Monday, May 3rd, and this is Randy Smotone with your weekly watch list. Sorry about not getting out Sunday. We had a few technical problems, but have them resolved now. And what I did, I didn't see a lot of patterns out there since the market, this 100 and some point moving up and down, it kind of screws the charts up. So I didn't see a lot of patterns. So what I did, I just threw together some bullish stocks and some bearish stocks. Stocks that are holding up well that are bullish, and some that have been weaker that are bearish. So just kind of go through those and give you some ideas possibly, and see how that goes today, since I'm kind of neutral on the market right now since we've been bouncing up and down. So, but market seems to be continue to be pretty resilient. Let's first GLD gold. Gold's been holding up well. It's right up here. Little dojis, but I still like GLD. Another Eldorado gold holding up really well. It's already had a huge move though, but it's holding. It's that little tiny candle right there. It's had buying and selling today both, so it's kind of neutral. But EGO's been holding up well. Whoops. IM Gold, it's been holding up really well too. Lots of volume, broke higher. It's kind of a battle here between this buying and selling on it as well today. Some energy names. Tidewater, it had this huge run and then it pulled back, and then they've been trying to sell it today. But if it can hold this trend line, so what's the trend line? Or it should have support around 51, so you might just keep it on your watch list. Occidental Petroleum, it's been looking real good. Consolidated here in this channel for quite a while. I would guess probably about a 10-point move. It should run to get to about 95, I would expect. Pulling back some here today though, but it's already gone through earnings, and it's looking pretty good for an energy related. DNR, another one's been holding up, pulling back today, but it had a nice breakout last Friday, so watch that one. CVX, watch for this breakout. It's got a little ascending triangle here, so CVX has been looking pretty good. Of course, USO itself, which oil seems to be struggling here, so oil's got some resistance, but keep the USO. If it can break out past that 42, or you can get it down lower around that 41, might be a low risk buy point. Of course, ConocoPhillips continues to want to run again, pulling back today. Looks like we're getting some shooting stars on these energies, so you keep that in mind. Sandridge Energy SD, this is a little one. I would wait for it to break out about, I would say about 785 or so, but it looks like it's trying to bottom here, and the MACD's been turning up, so keep that one on your list. Berry Petroleum broke out higher today, then of course energy started pulling back, and it's pulling back as well, but it's been pretty strong. CXO, another one broke out today, pulling back a little bit, but it's also been strong. Whoops. BJ Services, they sold this one Friday big time, but it got a nice bounce around this 2250 area, and there's some uptrend line here, so and I like it. It's kind of like a dragonfly doji right now. Of course, I don't know what it'll be like by the close, but might want to watch that one. And of course, WLL Whiting Petroleum continues to be really strong. Preferred to buy it down here closer to that trend line if possible, but it still looks good. JRCC cold stock, big gap up on earnings. It's been holding it well, so watch the low where it gapped out. As long as it's going to hold 1860 or so, should be fine, but it's looking good. YZ, what does it see? Little China should get about 31 per this pattern. Pulled back today. They bought it off the lows near this 2614 level, so watch that one. TSL, watch for a breakout. It's got an ascending triangle working here. Watch for a breakout above the 27 with volume, or you could wait for a breakout of this 2757 with volume. But TSL is looking good. A lot of the alternative energies are looking pretty good today. Then shippers have been looking good. FRO, pretty much any shipper. NAT looks like it's trying to break out above that 32 level, pulled back some. GNK holding up well. EXM about to break out above the 750, looking good. Then home builders, quite a few of the home builders are looking good. BZH, Lynn, Toll, pretty much any of these you look at. Toll, and then there's others out there. Apple, Current inside day, that big bearish candle today, but of course Apple is usually a good bet if you can buy a dip. Sienna for technology is holding up well. Another technology stock, Skyworks, been holding up really well. Had a big run on earnings, big gap up there on earnings. Well, it left a gap anyway, but big move. It was crazy. FFIV, another tech stock that's looking good. TKC, another tech stock you might want to keep in mind. Over about 16 and a quarter with volume. It's got a little ascending triangle here, and it's looking good. Of course, Akamai, AKM, big gap up on earnings, and it's still holding up here. It's trying to break out higher. Of course, SanDisk breaking higher above the downtrend line today. Looks good. Cypress, CY, as long as it can hold about this 1285-ish or so, it looks good. Had good earnings. Celgene holding up well. Trying to hold there the downtrend line. Allergan, AGN, again, trying to hold the downtrend line. It's looking good. Casinos still continue to look good. LVS, Wynn, usual suspects here. MGM. Then some of your infrastructures, your big conglomerate plays, stuff like that. Tix is looking good. It's stuck in a channel here, though, so watch for a breakout out of this channel. Or breakdown if the market gets nasty again. It's looking good. Of course, your Honeywell is looking good. And get out of here. 3M looking good. UTX, United Technologies, in a little pennant there, so watch for a breakout of that. VMC, Vulcan Materials, looking really good. Actually broke out higher today on tons of volume. And then I think it has earnings, though, so watch that one. Earnings after market closes. Yep. PNC for financial has been holding up really well. Lazard has been looking really good. Watch for a breakout above the 40. It does have some major resistance up at 41. It's touched it so many times it actually might break through this time. We'll see. And then here's some bearish ideas. BG. I would like it if you could get it up here closer to this trend line up here around I don't know, 56.50 or so. But it has pretty much totally broken down. Had some pretty good support there, and it lost it. Sohu has been having issues, broke down on earnings. Again, if you could short it closer to 50. WRLD looking really bearish. I'm not sure what this one's doing. Had tons of selling here, and then it's kind of subsided. Had a lot of selling Friday too, and then it's trying to catch itself here, but it's looking pretty weak. STT for financial, again, it's struggling up here around this 40, yeah, not quite 45, 44.75. So now it's consolidating, so keep that one on your list. Didn't have too good earnings and they sold it off. Joy Global struggling, but they have bought it off the lows at 55, so might want to keep an eye on Joy Global to see where it goes from here. Of course, CLF has been struggling. They've pretty much, really knocked it down hard already, so I wouldn't short it here, but maybe if it can get a bounce, depending on what the market's doing. And FCX copper has been nasty, and again, I wouldn't short FCX. Maybe if you get it up here around 77.50, if you get a bounce up into there, as long as copper continues to be weak. So here's a quick list of what I've covered, and like I said, there wasn't really patterns out there, so but hopefully this will give you some ideas, possibly some areas to look at, some sectors and some stocks. All right, that's it. Thanks.